my classic practice stage, Horkka. This is my online rank, 24th. And I will go on to the replay, and then I'll show the settings, but in advance, the settings are exactly the same as the WRC 8 settings. So let's change the view. How do I change the view? Triangle? How does this work? Oh, this is terrible. Can I do it with it? No. Hang on. There we go. Let's try that restart. Here we go. I'll try to talk through this stage. Maybe I can do the other video, or not the other video, the other view with the steering wheel. That's not any better. At least you can see the gears. Yeah, there's not much to say other than the car performs pretty much exactly the same. I mean, there's slight differences. There's a high angle slip differences. I don't really know how to describe it apart from that. I don't know. I don't really know exactly what the difference is. Something with a high angle slip. But it seems like there's a lot of grip either way. It's the same with WRC 8. At high angles, there's a lot of grip where the car just really wants to stop when you're going really sideways. I don't know, like, you'd think that there'd be maximum cornering force at maximum slip angle for the grip, but I mean, I don't know. It's hard to explain. When you reach high angles, the car is on the throttle. I guess maybe it makes sense. Will still push into the corner, even if you're almost directly sideways. That's I don't know how else to explain it other than that. But under maximum slip angle for cornering, the car feels really good. There's not much to complain about. And that's generally the performing range that you'd be driving the car anyway. It just seems like the game has a safety, a kind of safety unrealism, I don't know how to phrase it, where there's a lot of grip going sideways, and the car, of course, you can't really corner going sideways very well, apart from the amount of horsepower you put down to the wheels. So it's not faster to go more sideways, but the car just suddenly stops going sideways. It just suddenly grips up, like there's a ton more grip going sideways to stop the car, but not turn the car. Basically, it's really hard to veer off the road sideways, because if you pitch the car sideways, it'll just have a ton of grip to stay on the road. Maybe that's realistic. I've never driven a rally car. I don't know what these rally tires are like. But it's really hard to overspeed a turn. All you have to do is pitch it more sideways and you'll slow down enough for the turn. I mean, if you're not obviously overly overspeeding the corner. If you just go flat out through a turn and try to turn sideways, it'll go off the road. But if you overspeed a little bit and just pitch it more sideways, it'll stay on the road. Which I don't like I said, I've never driven a rally car. I don't know what physics on the dirt is like with the rally tires and downforce and four-wheel drive, but I don't know. I don't know how to judge that. Anyway, that was the replay. On to the settings. And I already showed the online rank was 24th. Okay, settings. Car setup. Alright, so to make up for the lack of adjustability here, it goes straight from 17,500 to 15,000. I chose, instead of going to 16, the ideal number is 16,000. I've chosen the lower number because I want the stiffer number in the rear. And the rear is supposed to be at 17,000 instead of 17,500. So there's a compromise there. These settings actually didn't change. I'm going to go look them up real quick. I have the video pulled up on my phone. Let's see. Loading right now. I have to back it up a little bit. I don't know if you can hear it. The dampers are probably a little stiff. Hang on. I don't remember if I changed it.
Other rallies.
7,500. 10,000. Nope, these are softer. So these are softer than WRC 8. In WRC 8, the dampers are at 10,000, and I didn't have any wobbling issues. So I can go softer with these dampers. And alternatively, I could also reduce the anti-roll bar and have stiffer dampers, or this is ideal for the stiffest anti-roll bar, and have softer dampers. The benefit of having stiffer dampers versus softer dampers is that if the car was real, you'd have an anti-roll bar that's real, and a thicker anti-roll bar is heavier. So it'd be advantageous to have a stiffer damper instead of a stiffer anti-roll bar, if the damper weighs the same anyway. But in real life, there may be limitations on what the damper can handle. So the damper speed has to be set at minimum or maximum speed? Minimum speed. I don't know, whatever. It has to be set to a speed that can handle the bumps and the temperature absorption, the temperature buildup in the damper. And the stiffer the damper, the more force gets put on all the mounting points. And if the mounting points are not strong enough to handle a really stiff damper, you have to run a softer damper. So there's that trade-off of, this is a sim. I can run stiffer dampers and softer anti-roll, but it doesn't really have any benefit. It actually probably benefit more to have a softer damper for the bumps and have the stiff anti-roll bar, since I don't gain any weight anyway. That being said, moving on from the suspension. These are exactly the same. I'm going to do it half. No, I can't do it. I'll do 1/2 at a time, or 1/3 at a time. So they're exactly the same as my other videos. So if you want to check out my WRC 8 videos for suspension settings, they all work basically. So front and torque distribution. Let's see. Oh, try to. That's not ideal. Okay, central. And then, oh, does it show enough? No, it doesn't. Braking. And that's the, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, okay, that's probably enough time to pause the video for both of those sections. Brake bias, 55. And this is the gearing for the G1 setting. So this is specifically for high speed gearing. So like this Horkka stage has a really fast section, and it probably has either the longest or closest to the longest fast section of all the dirt stages. So this is the highest top speed gear ratio setup that I have. And then I'm going to save, and then I'll show you my G2 setting, which I actually did copy it directly over. It's exactly the same gearing, except the gear ratio is a 5.5 instead of a 5.0. And then I'm going to start a new one, G3. You can't see the keyboard. G3. Save as. Yes. And then the G3 setting is the same exact settings, except at a gear ratio of 6. I think that's what it was from WRC 8. And that's all 3 of these setups cover every single stage of the dirt rally stages. And you have to find out whether it's a G1, G2, or G3 gearing for that particular stage by testing, obviously. I don't have them memorized off the top of my head. I just know that this one has the highest top speed, so I use the G1 setting, this Horkka stage. And I'll probably post another video on the settings and online ranks and such like that. Because these, well, not just because, but I want to put up more content. But also these damper settings can be softer. So I'll find out what the optimum is and then upload another video. And that's it. Till the next one.